We've had our fair share of tears thanks to some of the most heart-wrenching and dramatic series that anime's given us, but I figured out that limiting my recommendations to 10 titles just won't do it. Anime has so much to offer, so here we are as I present Volume 2 of the top 10 anime that will make you cry. Sit back and enjoy as we take another dive into the world of dramatic anime that tug at those heartstrings of yours. We start off this list with a perennial favourite, 5 centimeters per second. 5 centimeters per second is a beautiful series of films about love that persists despite the pain of being pulled apart by fate. In a setup you may be familiar with, 5 centimeters per second revolves around Takaki and Akari, 2 classmates who grow together and become close friends. The time comes when they're separated due to family circumstances. Time goes by and their distance from each other, both physically and emotionally, grows. However, they reminisce about their childhood moments with the hope of one day reuniting. If you liked Your Name, don't miss 5 centimeters per second. The series of films is yet another beautiful work of Shinkai that strongly incorporates themes of love, growing up, separation, and moving on with life. At number 9, we have one of the more popular anime at the start of the decade, Angel Beats. Have you ever thought of what lies after death? For Otonashi, the afterlife can be summed up as high school purgatory, a place where students refuse to move on to the next life due to unfinished business. Now, as he awakens in this purgatory, Otonashi encounters Yuri, the leader of the SSS, a group that seeks to fight a white-haired girl named Tenshi. However, he believes that there's more to this mysterious girl than what he's led to know. His encounters with this girl leads him to start the path to recovering his memories and knowing more about this afterlife. Key does it again with another excellent visual novel that serves as the basis for this anime. I'd argue that Angel Beats' strongest point, besides the visual and musical presentation, is the characters. Each major character comes with a certain amount that makes you want to know more about them, and it's these backstories that help push the series into the list of top dramatic anime. Next up, we have a Ghibli film, Whisper of the Heart. Directed by Yoshifumi Kondo, Whisper of the Heart is the story of Shizuku, a young bookworm who has a passion for writing. She soon notices that Seiji Amasawa checks out the books she loves. She follows a cat that boards a train and finds herself in an antique shop owned by an old man named Nishi. Once more, the boy that annoys her is Seiji, Nishi's grandson, and isn't anything like she thought he was. In contrast to the other movies by Ghibli, Whisper of the Heart doesn't have many magical and fantasy elements. The drama and relationships in the film is pure and realistic and not a product of some magical adventure or incident. Not to say that it isn't so in other films of the studio, because that's farthest from the truth, but the characters in this movie come off as genuine and endearing, perhaps owing to the realistic setup. The 7th place anime that we're taking a look at is Tokyo Magnitude 8.0. And here I was wondering how long it would be till a disaster series made this list. This anime focuses on a topic very close to Japan: earthquakes. While visiting a robotics exhibition, siblings Mirai and Yuki find themselves in the midst of a disaster of catastrophic proportions. A magnitude of 8.0 earthquake strikes, devastating the city of Tokyo. Luckily for them, they meet Mari, a motorcycle delivery woman and a single mother. Together with Mari, the siblings begin the long journey back home. Tokyo Magnitude 8.0 is a wild roller coaster of emotions. Of course, we expect a disaster series to have its fair share of downers. However, it manages to take a look at what it's like to be in the midst of a disaster and make it engaging and immersive. Character drama is handled well, and some of the truly heart-wrenching moments come entirely out of nowhere. The story of survival and determination isn't something you'd want to miss if you want to shed a few tears for endearing characters. Before continuing the video, I'd like to give a shout out to the sponsor of this video, Astral Chronicles. Astral Chronicles is a fantasy JRPG with an all-star cast of Japanese voiceovers. It has a very rich storyline which we don't usually see from other mobile RPGs. In this game, players are on a mission to reverse the future, called from Earth to the astral world to embark on an epic adventure together with the heroine. You can assemble more than 50 legendary heroes as you explore the astral realm, unraveling plots of intrigue in this side-scrolling adventure. And guess what? Each of them will have their own background story and personality in the game. Players can gain characters by summon and improve your friendship with each character, learning skills from them so that to enhance yourself with more than 100 skills rather than a normal RPG in common fixed 4 skills. Right now they're collaborating with Law of Creation. The most powerful hero, Ultimate Weapon Pandora Z, is coming to the Astral Realm, and now her ultimate weapon form, Pandora Z, will teleport to the Astral Realm today. Download now to recruit her in your mega team. So what are you waiting for? Use the link in the description below to download Astral Chronicles for free. Coming in at number 6 is A Place Further Than the Universe. 16-year-old Marnie has one dilemma that I'm sure you've been through. In her 16 years of existence, she's yet to truly do anything in her life. Like a lot of teenagers, she wants to make the most of her youth, but nothing seems to click. That is until one day she meets Shiraze, a girl looking for her mom who apparently disappeared in Antarctica. Finally finding the goal that she's been looking for, Marnie quickly jumps at the opportunity, joining the expedition to Antarctica along with 2 other girls, Hinata and Yuzuki. To be honest, when I saw the posters and the promo material for this anime, I didn't expect a tearjerker at all. I was actually expecting a quirky and comfy show about outdoor activities, similar to something like Yurukam. The journey to Antarctica isn't all sunshine and rainbows, and everything hits boiling point as the series approaches the climax. Trust me when I say that this is one of the most unexpectedly heart-aching shows you'll see. At number 5, we have yet another anime movie. This time, it's Machia, When the Promised Flower Blooms. A 2018 movie from the brains of renowned writer Mari Okada, Machia When the Promised Flower Blooms tells the story of the titular character. She's a Lorf, a member of a special race who lived for hundreds of years. One night, soldiers from the Mizate Empire, longing for a way to attain immortality, attack the Lorf village, separating Machia from her people. Left alone, Machia finds an infant boy who's lost his parents. Despite racial differences, Machia adopts him and raises him as her son, and beginning a story of familial love that transcends generations. Despite all the promo material setting up the movie to be about romance, it ended up being about motherhood and familial love, making it all the more tear-jerking. To put it simply, Machia's life is filled with tragedy. Be sure to bring lots of tissues when you decide to see this movie. You'll need them.
So I left home, I packed up and I moved.
And for our 4th anime film that made it to the list, we take a look at When Marnie Was There. Based on a classical children's novel with the same title, When Marnie Was There is the story of Anna. In order to work around her health problems, she's sent to live with her relatives in a seaside area. Here she finds an abandoned mansion that happens to house a blonde girl named Marnie. For some strange reason, Marnie looks like the girl that Anna's been seeing in her dreams. What's with this girl, and what connections does she have with Anna's family? Personally speaking, I find this movie somewhere in the middle amongst all the masterpieces that Studio Ghibli has churned out. It may not be as exciting as their other fantasy films, but when it comes to the ability to make you sad, it's right up there. Without spoiling it, I think it delivers well on its themes of family, specifically abandonment issues, and accepting what you have. The movie's not tragic, but is filled with bittersweet moments involving acceptance and loss.
Ori no naka no jigoku no kama no soko de壮絶な日々を戦い抜いた7人の男たちがいた。彼らを支えていたのは勇気と根性と絆だった。
Taking 3rd place in our ranking for Volume 2 of anime that will make you cry is Rainbow. 7 inmates all detained for serious criminal offences during post-World War II Japan. That's the setup that Rainbow drops us in. The story starts with Mario Minakami being sent to prison along with 5 other teenagers. Awaiting them is Sakuragi, an older inmate who becomes a mentor figure to them. Not only do they have to endure the tormenting conditions of jail, but they also have to go through a slew of sadistic characters that seem bent on making their lives hell. Despite its grim and gritty overall feel, Rainbow at its core is a show that features friendship. Rainbow might not be melodramatic, but it does have some gripping and downright depressing moments. It's not a show for the faint-hearted, but those who brave through it will surely find a rewarding and realistic show about bonds and relationships. Also, make sure you don't skip the opening for the epic theme song. The number 2 anime on our list is To the Forest of Firefly Lights. What is it with fireflies and dramatic anime movies? First Grave of the Fireflies, and now this. Anyway, this anime tells the story of Hotaru, a 6-year-old who loses her way in a forest inhabited by mountain spirits and other yokai. There she encounters Jin, a mysterious entity with silver hair whom she forms a friendship with. However, he warns the girl of a curse that would make him disappear if a human touches him. Their blossoming relationship is put to the test as Hotaru matures and grows up into a high school girl. To the Forest of Firefly Lights is a short film adaptation of a one-shot manga. Despite its short runtime, it's well-paced, and I never actually felt it was too short when I watched it. The plot's very simple, but I still found myself touched as the climactic act comes rolling around. If you're looking for a quick fix for dramatic anime that will make you cry, then add this one to your list.
Sakura はどうしてお前なんかと。なんか答えなさいよ。君は本当に死ぬの？死ぬよ。
Lastly, we cap off our list with I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. Oh look, a title that wouldn't look out of place in some sort of zombie apocalypse movie. Contrary to expectations, I Want to Eat Your Pancreas is anything but that. In fact, it's quite the opposite, a grounded school drama set up in a very familiar world. The story centers on a protagonist that a lot of people can probably relate to, a loner withdrawn and detached from the world by choice, living for no one but for his love for books. His life changes when he finds a diary belonging to his classmate Sakura, who's pretty much the complete opposite of him. It turns out that this energetic girl is hiding a secret. She's dying of a pancreatic disease and doesn't want anyone else to know about it in order to maintain her regular life. She decides to spend her last few months with this protagonist who promises to keep her secret. Arguably, the setup doesn't seem special or unique, and I'd even dare to call the film predictable. However, I Want to Eat Your Pancreas executes everything in a powerful way that's sure to resonate with a lot of hearts out there. You know how at times you can see what's coming in an anime, yet you still can't prevent it from strongly resonating with you? That's the type of feeling that I Want to Eat Your Pancreas elicits, and that's why it finds itself at the top of this list. With that, we conclude the second list of anime that will surely make you cry. Whew, there's a lot of movies, come to think of it now, isn't there? Well, will there be a volume 3 of this list in the future? Who knows? If this video gets 5,000 likes, I'd definitely consider making another one. There are surely a lot of other tear-jerking anime that deserve a spot on one of these lists. If you've got any suggestions about them, make sure to have your voice heard through the comments section. Don't forget to check out our sponsor's game, Astral Chronicles. The link's in the description. I'll see you next time on ViniiTube.
両目こすってまぶた開いて今日も同じ夢を見